So, Andrew, many people out there may not realize this, but when you get ready to file for your Social Security benefits after your full retirement age, the Social Security Administration may ask you if you would like a lump sum benefit. And this can be really enticing for millions of people who didn't realize that a lump sum benefit was even possible. So we are going to talk about that in today's short educational video so you can understand better if you should or shouldn't take that lump sum benefit that's offered to you by the Social Security Administration. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And our goal for making these educational videos is to help to make the stressful and difficult process of retirement income planning simple.
Absolutely, Andrea. And we, of course, do this by incorporating a team of expert advisors, ranging from certified financial analysts, certified financial planners, estate attorneys, insurance advisors, and other needed professionals to help our clients understand when, where, and how to take money from their retirement savings.
For specialized strategies on how to maximize your retirement income, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos.
So, Andrew, we understand that making the most of your Social Security benefits when you're approaching retirement is critical, because we know that that income is not only just going to be for you perhaps, but also for that surviving spouse as well. So it's important that you take a look at all aspects of what can be available to you when you decide to take this benefit. And what millions of Americans do not realize is that when they go to file for their benefits after their full retirement age, they will have the opportunity to take a lump sum benefit. And of course, we know that the monthly benefit is great, but it may not be enough to maybe pay for some large ticket items that you were looking to check off on your bucket list. But the question is, should you take that lump sum benefit that's offered to you? So in today's video, what we're going to highlight are some of the positive aspects of actually taking that lump sum benefit, and also some of the negative aspects of taking that benefit as well. But before we get into that, there are two rules to retirement income that we always want to give you. And Andrew, what are those two rules?
Well, rule number one is to never run out of money. And rule number two is to never forget rule number one.
So let's go ahead and talk about if you should take that lump sum benefit that's offered to you when you file for your Social Security benefits at your full retirement age. So let's go ahead and dive into our lesson for today about Social Security lump sum payout. So the one thing that you're going to want to understand about this particular notion of Social Security benefits is that you can only do this when you're actually at your full retirement age, which for most people is going to be between the ages of 66 and 67, depending on when you were born. Now, what I do want to point out before we go further into the lesson today is that we don't want to confuse the Social Security lump sum payout with the Social Security lump sum death benefit that you would receive as a surviving spouse of only $255. So that is not what we're talking about today. So when it comes to the Social Security lump sum payout, the thing that you're going to want to understand is that they can only go back, and they will only go back no more than 6 months. So they won't go back a year, they won't go back 2 years or 3 years. They will only go back 6 months when they start to calculate your lump sum benefit payout amount. So let's just assume that you have turned 67 and a half and you decided to ask for the lump sum benefit. And what I want to do for today's lesson is just go ahead and take the average benefit that most people are receiving from Social Security in 2021, which is about $1,543 per month. So with that being the case, if you requested the lump sum benefit, you would receive $9,258, which is at $1,543 times 6 months. You would receive that as a lump sum benefit into your coffers. Now, let's assume that you decided to do this at age 67 and 3 months. Well, they will only give you a lump sum amount of $4,629, which will only be 3 months of look back benefits. So they're not going to just give you 6 months because that is the maximum. It depends on when you're actually filing. If it's between 0 and 6 months, you're only going to get a maximum of 6 months of that benefit lump sum payout. So let's go ahead and take this into consideration for today's lesson to decide if a lump sum payout will be beneficial for you or not. So as we mentioned, let's just assume in this particular lesson today that you are age 67 and a half, and you're thinking about a lump sum benefit versus a delayed payment, receiving the higher benefit payment. So on the positive side of taking the lump sum, here's what we're going to look at. Like I mentioned before, you will receive a lump sum benefit equal to 6 months of whatever your benefit amount would have been at the time of you filing at your full retirement age. So in this particular situation here, we're using the base amount of $1,543, which is the average amount that most retirees are going to be receiving in 2021. And that would give you a lump sum payment of $9,258. So when can this be a positive situation for you to consider? Well, let's just say you're a single person and you were diagnosed with some sort of illness, some sort of terminal illness. Well, when you consider the lump sum payout option as opposed to a higher monthly benefit, when you receive that lump sum benefit, you can actually leave that to your beneficiaries. Now, unless you are a spouse, you do not receive any income from Social Security from that Social Security recipient. But if you receive that lump sum benefit, you can leave that to your beneficiaries to help pay for maybe funeral expenses. So that may be something that you might want to consider if you are someone who's single and you come down with a terminal illness. Maybe you can utilize this lump sum benefit to your advantage because you can leave that over to your beneficiaries. Also, let's say you have some high interest debt that you want to, pretty much wipe out before you go into retirement. Well, you may want to consider the lump sum benefit payout in order to wipe out some high interest debt. That can be a very positive situation as well. And of course, if you have some other investment opportunities that you might want to explore to maybe get a higher return than what you figure you're losing from taking a lower monthly benefit, well, that could be a positive situation for you as well. But let's go over to what are some of the negatives for deciding to take this lump sum benefit. For one, you have to understand that if you decide to go back retroactively to take those benefits as a lump sum, let's just say we had a base amount of $1,543 in this example here. In this particular example, just understand if you go back, you're going to be receiving a lower permanent benefit now for the remainder of your life. And in this situation here, we're looking at $1,481 that you would now be receiving as opposed to the $1,543. It is a 4% reduction. And why is that? Because you are now going to be negating those delayed retirement credits that you had received up to that particular point. So let's just say that you were at 67 and a half. Those payments are now going to be based on you at the age of 67 at your full retirement age, not 67 and a half. Also, if you're married, this is a really, really critical aspect of whether you should take the lump sum benefit payout or not. Because in this example, a single person does not have the same type of responsibility to the entire household as a married person would have. When it comes to the spousal benefit, you have to take that into consideration whether you should take that lump sum benefit or not, or receive the higher payout. Because what happens is that when you pass away, as we've discussed in other videos, your spouse would take over your higher Social Security benefits. So it's really critical that you understand that particular aspect of whether you should take a lump sum benefit or take a higher income for the remainder of your life and the remaining of your spouse's life as well. And the other thing that you really have to think about is that when you take that lump sum benefit, it might now be taxable. As you know, when you hit a certain provisional income, anywhere between $32,000 and $44,000 for a married couple, you will start to see your Social Security benefits be taxable anywhere from 50% as high as 85% of it can be taxable. So you have to consider that when you're thinking about taking a lump sum benefit option rather than taking a higher monthly benefit option during your retirement years. So I hope that the information that we gave you today about taking a Social Security lump sum benefit was insightful to you and will also help you decide if it's a good idea for you to do or not. Now, if you have any questions or comments about the information that we've shared with you today, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
To learn more about our services and how we can help you to increase your chances of not outliving your retirement savings, please make sure to click on the link in the description below and sign up for our free Maximizing Your Retirement Income Masterclass. After this video, please check out our other videos that we've created that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.